Hi guys, this is Donna from Donna's Creative Space. Today I'm here to do a retake of my first video in my Holiday Cards and Crafts video series for 2022. I did it in my Facebook Live on Friday and I wasn't happy with the quality of it, so I decided to redo it and make a quicker one, and hopefully this sounds better. Alright, so this is what I made on Friday. It's what I'm calling a pinch top box. I made it because I made these for my holiday retreat that was this past weekend, and I gave them all a pillow gift, and I'll show you what's inside of the pillow gift. It is a bottle of our liquid glue that Stampin' Up! Sells. It's Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, and it's really great stuff. So I made a little tag for them saying, "I'm stuck on you." I thought that was kind of cute, and that's what they got as a pillow gift. But I made a couple more, and this is the one I made on Friday. I just made another one for All Is Merry and Bright, and I wanted to show you how easy this was to make, and I want to come on between now and probably the first week of Christmas to just show you a few different cards and crafts for the holidays. And this is a real quick one, and you can fit in here, you could fit candy, you could put lipstick, maybe some lip gloss, some mascara. Maybe my mascara was too long, but if it was a shorter, you could put it at an angle. But anyway, I want to show you how to make this, and I'm going to redo everything that I did on Friday. And also on my blog, donnascreativespace.com, you can download the instructions, and it's going to have the path. I'm going to replace this path because this is to the old video, and I'm going to take this down when I'm done and put the new video up there. So you can print this out, and every time I'm going to go live, or I might just upload to YouTube directly. Like this one's going directly to YouTube. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Subscribe and then hit the little bell for the notification. That way when I upload the next video, you'll be notified. I'm also going to put this in my email. So if you're not on my email list, you can hop on over to donnascreativespace.com. That's my blog site. And you can click in, there's a button at the top right, depending on what platform you're working on, but top right if you're on a PC, and you can, it just says sign up for my newsletter, I think. Click on that and just send me your email address, and you'll be on the list, so you'll get these as I do them. Okay, so that's that. Oh, before I forget, today is November 7th, and I just came out with my new card class to go. I was a little late. Usually it's on the 1st, but I switched it to the 5th. So if you shop with me between the 5th and the 20th and you use this host code, you can get my card class to go for free. This month I used the Framed and Festive stamp set and the Framed and Florets stamp set, along with the dies. Now, I'm going to do as much die cutting as I can in this class, but you may need to have the dies for certain things. Let me show you the cards. And with a $50 order, you order whatever you want for $50, you will get this card kit. It will make 8 cards, 2 of each of these designs. Aren't these pretty? So you'll have everything cut from this. On this one, I'll give you the white paper to stamp this, but you're going to have to stamp and color, and then you're going to have to cut it out. So you'll need the dies for that, but I'll give you the rest of the die cuts. You could fussy cut it if you don't have the dies. Same with this. You'll get this die cut, and I'll give you paper to make these 3. This is really pretty. Look at that. They're all up. And then this one here. So everything will be cut except for this image here. All right, so you get enough supplies to make 2 of each of these. And this paper is absolutely gorgeous. You will need a Real Red Stampin' Blend, the dark, so that you can color in these berries, because those were white. But the paper, look at this, how gorgeous this paper is. It's just so pretty. And these 2 are holiday cards. This one's obviously for, 'tis the season to be jolly, so it reads Christmas. This one just says that may the season be filled with peace and joy. You could send this anytime during the season. It doesn't have to be a Christmas card. It's not Christmas colors really, but I thought the paper looked Christmassy, so I made it into a holiday card. All right, and these two, one's a birthday, and this one is just for a special person on a special day. So you could give that as a birthday. You could give it, gosh, as a congratulations, a graduation card, whatever. All right, so that is that spiel. These stamp sets, this stamp set, the paper, and these embellishments, these little gold swirls, are only available during the month of November or while supplies last. This stamp set is early release. The Stampin' Die is early release for, it will be in the January to June mini catalog that's coming out. But you can, it's a pre-release now, so you can order it now. Okay, that's it. That is my commercial. Okay, so we're going to make this box. And this video is going to be a lot shorter than my Facebook Live. So you need a box. You need something to, you need a piece of 6x6 Designer Series paper. And you need a scoring tool. I am using my Stampin' trimmer. I've removed my blade. Here's my little blade. I removed the cutting blade because I always grab it by accident. And I've left in the gray blade, which is our scoring tool. It's just a rounded piece of metal, and that scores. If you have the big scoring board, the Simply Scored tool, that's great. All right, so what we need to do is, if you have directional paper, we don't want to cut the wrong side. So I'm going to mark mine just so you guys know. And it's always good to do things like this. I mean, it's kind of silly, but it helps. So I'm marking this as the bottom. So when you have directional paper, mark your bottom so you remember, because we're going to be turning this. All right. If you don't have directional paper, it doesn't matter. You just have to do one side and then turn it, and you're all set. So, but I'm going to do, this is my bottom. Now our first score, because this is already cut 6x6. Oh, and this paper is really pretty, isn't it? This is from the, oh gosh, Santa's Express Designer Series paper. All right, so I want to score 1 inch from the bottom of the piece of paper. All these measurements are on the tutorial, so sign up for my newsletter or download it from my blog, either way. All right, so I'm going to turn it sideways, and I'm going to use this side over here, this 1 inch mark, and slide it over to that, and I'm going to score at 1 inch. Make sure I'm on 1 inch, and I'm going to score. Don't press too hard because this is designer paper. You don't want to rip it. Then you turn it to the right, so I'm turning it clockwise. Now my lines need to go perpendicular with my horizontal line. And I'm going to score it at 4 places. The first one is 1 1/8, 1 1/8, then 2 3/4. And I made this box specifically for the glue bottle, but you could change the sizes to anything that you want. So that was 2 3/4. Now I'm moving it over to 4 1/8. I'm scoring right through that Post-it note. And then 5 1/2. Slide it right over to 5 1/2 and score it. All right. And that's it. We can put the scoring, my trimmer, away. Now, I can take this off. Well, I can leave it for now, but we're going to fold and burnish with your bone folder on every line. All right, fold, burnish, fold, burnish, fold, burnish, fold, burnish. All right, I'm going to take this off now. We don't need it now. Holding your paper right side up again, in the bottom right corner, you should have this little teeny square. Do you see this? It goes from here to here. It's a 1/2 inch by 1 inch. All right. So we're going to cut on this 1/2 inch line just up to the next score line, and then we're going to cut this corner off, just like that. That's the only scrap that we have on this. Okay. See that? So now we have these 3 score lines. We want to cut up to the 1 inch score line. Don't go past it. Just right up to the 1 inch score line. I can't wait for you to see the next video. It's for a shadow box. It's so cute. I did it in my holiday class, but I decided I wanted to just show everybody because I think it's cute. All right, so now we're going to take tear and tape, and I'm just going to tear off a piece. That's going to be long enough. I'll probably have a little extra. I'm going to put the tear and tape on this 1-inch piece here, this outer piece, but just up until this score line. I don't want to touch the score line, but I'm going right up to it. So I'm going to put this on, and you can either tear it or trim it. Get rid of that. All right. So see that? It's right up to the score line, but not touching the score line. And then I'm going to peel it off. Oops. We're only stamping 1 little sentiment in this. And then I'm going to fold this on the second score line. Here's my little, if you're trying to figure out where things are, here's my little notch that I cut off, right? I was out of the image area. I'm going to fold that down, and then I'm going to fold this piece down, just like that. And they should meet, line up your edges, and just close it like that. And so it meets perfectly when you do that. Now find your seam, and that's going to be in the back of your box, all right? So that's my back, because I like that seam to be in the back. I like this front to have nice smooth finish. So that's the back of my box. So I'm going to turn it upside down, keeping that still in the back. All right, now we have these little flaps that we cut off, and we want to close them in and glue them, and I'm going to use my liquid glue for this. You could use tear and tape. We're going to put the sides in first. It doesn't matter which side you do first, but the second one is going to have a little bit of glue towards the top area. See that? I didn't go all the way down because it's only going to hit, it's not going to go all the way across. All right, so I put that down, and I'm going to hold it for a second, and you can't really press because there's nothing inside the box, but I'm just going to hold it. It'll be fine for now. And then I'm going to push the back and put a little bit of glue on that. You don't want to lock, you don't want it to ooze out. And then I'm going to close that, and I'm going to hold that in place. That's a little bit more stable. And then we're going to take the front flap and put, that's the last flap that goes down. So I'm going to put some glue. Oops, that's a lot. I want to spread it out with the point of the glue. And I'm going to fold that. And I'm going to make sure that all the edges line up nice and neat. I'm going to close my glue. I'm going to, as long as there's nothing sticking out, I can turn it upside down on my work surface. I'm going to put my glue back in. I still have my seam in the back, so I know that I still have the front here. And I'm pressing my glue in. You could use your, if you wanted to, you could take your bone folder. It's a little taller. You could press it down. All right. And then we're done. I'm going to put my glue back in because it helps to have a little bit of weight. And I'm going to pinch at the sides. I'm putting my thumbs at the front, and my pointer's in here, and my middle finger's back here, and I'm just going to pinch. And it makes it kind of like a milk carton top, right? And that's what I call the pinch top box. All right. So then I'm going to take a hole punch. This is my front. I'm going to go, this is a 1/8 of an inch hole punch. Stampin' Up! Used to sell it. It doesn't sell it any longer, but I still have mine. You could use, if all you have is a regular desk hole punch, it's usually 1/4 inch, that's fine. And you just want to punch, and you're going through a couple layers, so you might really have to squeeze on that. And our box is done. So let's stamp a real quick sentiment. And I am going to use this All Is Merry and Bright on this one. I used the Joy, but I like the All Is Merry and Bright, I think, and it definitely fits because I tried one already. So I'm going to ink it up. This is Poppy Parade. I pulled out the Poppy Parade because I think it goes great with the shaded spruce. And even though it doesn't look like any red is in here, but if you look closely, this tree's kind of brownish, and it has a little bit of red in it, so I thought the red would go nicely. So now I'm going to use my 1.5 inch circle punch. Again, this is a retired punch. Stampin' Up! Got rid of all their circle punches, which was a shame, but I won't get rid of mine because I'll use it whenever I can. And if you have the layering circle dies, you can use that. Or hopefully you have a paper punch. All right, so now I'm going to punch another shape, and it is called the Handmade Tag shape. I'll show you this side because it's easier to see. And it's bundled with the Handmade Wishes. So you could buy the two and get a 10% discount if you wanted to buy the bundle. It's got some nice sentiments, and you can stamp these outlines and then cut this out. But we're only using it to cut out some shaded spruce. I just want to tag with shaded spruce. There we have it. And then I'm going to put my sentiment up on dimensionals. And it looks like I'm really close to the end of these dimensionals, but that's okay because I'm going to use, oh, they're already cut. I'm going to use the edges. Now we still have to punch a hole in this tag, so I think I'll do that before I put my punch down. You just want a hole in one end. I think it would just be easier to put this tag on without it. And then we're going to put this right in the center. I'm going to decorate it on 3 of the sides with rhinestones, just to give it a little bling. Doot, doot. Oh, did I tell you about my card class? I can't even remember now. Did I can't remember. Oh my goodness. All right, so I don't know if I told you, but this card class, there's my host code. If you shop with me between November 5th and the 20th, you can get my host code, my card class to go. Gosh, I can't remember if I told you this already at the beginning of this, but I'm going to tell you again just in case. I use the framed and festive stamp set for 2 cards and the framed florets for the other 2. Well, I did mix and match, so I did use some flowers on the other one. But anyway, this stamp set and dies is an early release. It will be in the January to June catalog. This stamp set is just out for the month of November. Who knows, it may come back. But right now they're saying month of November or until supplies last. This paper that I used is absolutely gorgeous on all these. It's a regular size pack of designer series paper. This is absolutely my favorite. And this one's pretty too. You do need to have a real red Stampin' blend to color the berries in, because those were kind of whitish. And then this one. So it's going to make, you'll get a kit for 8 cards, and you'll make 2 of each of these. I'll do all the die cutting, unless it's something like this where you have to stamp first and then cut it out. You may have to fussy cut that, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to do your banner and all these shapes. I'll give you your the ribbon. I'll tie your bows. You'll get this card. You'll get those 2 things. I may even slip in some of these gold, because these gold, they're called gold swirl embellishments. They're only available while supplies last and supposedly just for the month of November. The paper, the gold swirls, and this stamp set, only the month of November or while supplies last. This one here, I'll give you the ribbon, the die cuts. You'll have to stamp these flowers and then cut them out. You could fussy cut them. It wasn't difficult. And here, same thing here. I'm going to do all this die cutting. I'll tie your bow. You will have to have a dark polished pink Stampin' blend to color this bow in. And you just tap it on the bow. I did it after I made the bow. This you'll have to stamp yourself and cut out if you don't have the dies. The bow will come white. If you don't have the polished pink marker, you can always leave it white. All right, so 2 of each of those cards. Those won't ship till after the 20th. Usually I do the 1st through the 15th. But because I had my holiday class this past weekend, I got a little behind. So it is the 5th through the 20th. You got to use that host code. Spend $50 on anything. It doesn't have to be these supplies. You can do whatever you want with the card kits. And you'll get them for free. They'll ship after the 20th. Okay, so back to our regular program. Let me make sure there's the back, the seam. So I am going to cut a piece of ribbon. I would say, I don't know, what is this? Let me just measure this. This is about, I don't know, 10 or 12 inches. Hopefully I did that right. And I'm going to squeeze it through this little hole. And then I'm going to string my tag on it. Just like this. And I'm going to tie it in a bow. And I apologize if I did that whole card class thing at the beginning of the video. I just couldn't remember. All right. I'm just going to trim my ends. And there we have a cute little small pinch top box. Cute, right? So don't forget, you can head on over to donnascreativespace.com. That's my blog, and you can download the directions. I will change the path because this is to the old video. Like I said, I didn't like the way it came out. And when you're out on YouTube, please hit subscribe and hit that notification button. That way you'll be able to know when I do the next video, because it's really a cute one. You're going to want to see it. All right, folks, take care. Have a great night. See you next time. Bye-bye.